one more thing on this edition of the show we're going to cover here. Hey, Stipe Miocic. We haven't heard from Stipe in a while, man. I mean, he's been pretty quiet for the past few months. He finally did an interview. I think a couple interviews, but he did an interview with Jake Paul. He was on BS with Jake Paul, and they were talking about the fight coming up in just a couple of weeks against Jon Jones. And he said, Jon Jones does a lot of good things, but I have great coaches, great teammates, and they make me prepared for whatever happens. I'm not going to wait for what he's going to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. Some strong stuff there from Stipe.
Oh, yeah.
Let me just give you a reminder here, though, Mike. Stipe has no chance of beating Jon Jones. He's got no chance, man. I mean, he's 42 years old. The chin can't possibly be there. He's slow. I don't see this going Stipe's way, man.
Yeah, I know. I want to respectfully, Stipe, it's an overreaction. Realistically, is like my analyst hat. Yeah, it's not. I feel like we're just going to New York in a couple weeks for like a coronation / goodbye of like whatever Jon Jones's career is. I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise us, and that won't be the case. But yeah, like you see some of the promotional materials coming out, and it's like they're using photos of Stipe Miocic beating Fabricio Verdum in like 2017.
Oh.
The back banners have EA UFC 2 branding on them. We're waiting for like EA UFC 6 to come out next year. So that just goes to show how
long it's been.
Yeah. Dude, put it in this way. The dude has never worn a Venom kit. He's only worn a Reebok kit. He hasn't fought in the Venom era. So like
that's how long it's been.
Yeah. So there's all these things. I mean, I think it's like the longest layoff a person has ever had coming into a UFC title fight, like, which is crazy. So there's all these elements that like aren't, very good. I saw, I think Ben the Bane Davis tweet out like a modified poster of what the UFC put, and it's like, longest layoff versus like longest layoff for a title. All these things skewing the stats to make them seem like very rude around this fight, but it's also pointing out the realities. So yeah, like, as fascinating and convincing as that Stipe Miocic quote is, with just so much insight there that he's going to do what he wants to do and the opponent isn't going to be able to do what he wants to do. I think that's what every fighter would say their plan is for every single fight. So I don't know, like, I don't think we're going to get much insight. I'm curious to hear more from Jon as we get closer, but I think it's going to be a lot of the same generic kind of quotes from him too, because that's the type of guy he is. That press conference should be, I don't know, short, maybe a little dull, but yeah, we'll see. In terms of the actual fight, though, I just can't fathom it. Unless Jon, because in fairness to him, like a couple serious shoulder surgery, elbow surgery, a lot of time off, like maybe he slips on a banana peel, but skill for skill, I just can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I could even see a path to victory for Stipe if he was 3 years younger. If this was like Stipe in his prime against Jon Jones in his prime, just taking where they're at and their age and the difference in their ages. If we were to rewind this, 5 years ago, I don't even know that I see a path to victory with Stipe against Jon there. Now, 42 years old, coming off the knockout, talking about retirement too. Like, is he even really all there mentally into this fight? I mean, I know he says he is, but is he really? Like, I don't see it.
You do hear from some people that, like, he is bringing in good training partners and stuff like that. Like, I think he is doing it the right way. He knows, like, he's not a dumb guy. He might be not the most insightful when like a microphone is put in front of him, but he has resources. He knows how to do a high level training camp. But yeah, how is his body holding up through that camp? Things like that. The one thing I guess you can say is, like, it is heavyweight. Anything can happen in there with these guys who hit hard. He obviously can pack a punch, but like, if that's your whole selling point of being like, puncher's chance, it is heavyweight and that increases more so than every division. Sure. But it's not like we've ever had any questions about Jon Jones's chin either. Like, he's now with Max Holloway being knocked out. He has the second most UFC fights without being knocked down or knocked out behind Cheeto. So we've kind of seen his durability there. So it's not like you wonder like, oh, his chin is kind of being sus over the years. Maybe he'll get caught. There's not even really that argument.
Yeah. I mean, listen, maybe I'll amend my reaction to, instead of having no chance, he's got a puncher's chance. But man, that seems to me like it would have to be one lucky punch, man. Because I expect Jones to be, still have the speed, the quickness, the elusiveness. He's got the length. He's got the reach. Like he's gonna have all those advantages to in
He
this
does not
fight.
have the punching power advantage, though. You could at least say that.
I could say that. We could say that. Like him knocking out. But here's the thing, though. Stipe's chin is 42 years old now.
Yeah,
exactly. He hasn't really felt a punch since 2021. So he doesn't really necessarily have to have the puncher's advantage, the power advantage. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's got the striking accuracy too, right? Like we saw his head kicks are obviously deadly. We saw that with Cormier, although that result was overturned. So yeah, it might not be like a knockout punch from Jon, but if he puts him down, I'm guessing it would probably be with like a kick or a knee.
Yeah, that's probably what it'll be, and maybe it ends up with some type of submission, coming out of that.
Most likely. Like I mean, you look at him; he's training with Gable Stevenson, Gordon Ryan, and stuff. Like I don't think there's going to be a huge secret to the game plan there. But Stipe's takedown defense isn't bad either. Not many people tried to do that to him, so there is. I don't know. I'm talking myself into be slightly more intrigued.
You see what this show does to you?
2 years, and now it's 2 weeks away, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a little bit interesting. I don't know.
That's what this show does to you, man. See, I get you talking about your my overreaction, and oh, wait a minute. First of all, yeah, initially it was not an overreaction. Now you've come around, but it is not an overreaction, dude. I just don't see it happening. But hey, we're 2 weeks away, and we'll find out soon enough.
MMA Junkie AI.